Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. I talked about fencing, I talked about barbed wire, I still have to talk about actual razor wire and then concertina wire. But today, I'm going to talk about sandbags. Sandbags are very important to have. How many should the average prepper have? Really depends on your bug out plan or your bug in plan, where you're going to be. If you can incorporate security measures into your landscaping, that way you'll have less need for sandbags, but you will still need sandbags. Probably just throwing a number out there, 500 to 1,000 would not be unheard of. 2,000 would be better, but get what you can afford. You will always use them. In a worst case event, if you're filling sandbags, you're going to wish you had 2 or 3 times as many sandbags. How are you going to fill sandbags? You can also use dirt. You don't have to have sand, and you probably won't have sand. If you can prepare now and have some sand brought in and placed somewhere on your property, it will make things a lot better. Now, sandbags do break down in the sun. The synthetic ones break down. So if you're going to put them, incorporate them into the shade area, they'll last so much longer. Or if you cover them with something or throw additional dirt on top of sandbags or put some type of material on them, it will definitely make them last a long time. I've had the ones on that one bunker that I show you guys for years and years and years, but it's in heavy shade, so I have no deterioration. Plus I have a camo net on top of it, so that helps. There's all kinds of different sandbags. This right here is a feed bag. I save all my feed bags, and I get probably close to 100 of them, so it makes a great sandbag. The problem is it's really big, so you might have to fill it in place because you couldn't lift this if it was full of sand. Also, any type of coffee bag you can find from a coffee place make great sandbags. These have an additional advantage because you can take this apart and make a ghillie suit out of these kind. They vary in sizes, sandbags do, as you can see. The one underneath it's just a little bit bigger, but they're roughly about the same. You're gonna have to fill your sandbags. If you don't make something to fill them, whoever's holding that sandbag open, make sure they have the heaviest duty leather gloves on, because I don't care how careful you are, you're going to hit that person in the fingers or in the knuckles with that shovel. Also, eye protection's a must when you're down here holding the bag. The easiest thing to do is set up some type of device to help you put the sand in the sandbag. You can use some plywood or some boards and make it, but the easiest thing is to get you a traffic cone and cut part of it off. Now be careful when you cut it off. Go slow, don't cut too much off. Just cut the tip off and then cut as you go until you find that's the best. Take it and screw it to some 2x4s. You can screw this thing to a tree. You can do all kinds of things just to support it with a couple chunks of 4x4. It's not hard to do that. Sawhorses just for the demonstration. So, usually you need a person down here to hold it, one person to put it in, and if you had a third person to help pull it off and tie it. A lot of the bags come with ties on it, so it makes it easy, and then some do not. So basically, you're just going to start throwing sand in here. It is so much easier to have this, because if not, they're trying to open it up and you're trying to put it in. It takes so much longer without this. So find you traffic cone, cut a section off, mount it, and you can fill sandbags a lot easier. This is not full all the way, but most people, they fill them way too full. You need to be able to get a good tie on here. So about that full with a good tie, put it there, tap it down, and it's going to offer you some protection. You might not, you probably can't just put a single layer. It's not going to work with sandbags. You need to put a double layer, and they need to be laid like bricks, like one here, so your seams are not as visible. And when you put the other one behind it, put it to protect that seam where the two join. That way the bullet cannot find a little path through there. So if you don't have sandbags, please get some. They're getting more expensive. I've been looking for a deal. I really can't find a deal. If you just Google it, you'll find them. They're about 40 cents a piece. I remember paying 22 cents a piece not long ago. So buy sandbags. You will never regret having 500 or 1,000 put back if the worst case event happens. Thanks for watching.